NT, waiting for the right circumstances, waiting for permission. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. The right time is now. To live without regret, you must ask yourself daily, am I making choices today that my future self will thank me for? If the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. Whether it's apologizing to someone you've hurt, finally taking that trip you've always dreamed of, or pursuing a passion that excites you, don't let fear or hesitation rob you of the life you deserve. At the end of it all, it won't be the money you made, the things you owned, or the hours you spent working that will matter. It will be the moments, the experiences, and the love you gave and received. It will be the risks you took, the memories you created, and the impact you left behind. So don't wait. Live fully, love deeply, and take chances. Because the greatest tragedy in life is not death, it's reaching the end and realizing you never truly lived. Love is the most powerful force in the world. It has the ability to heal wounds, bridge distances, and transform lives. Yet so many of us hold back when it comes to love. We place conditions on it, measuring what we receive before we decide what to give. We let past hurts build walls around our hearts, afraid to be vulnerable. We assume there will always be another chance to show love, another day to say I love you. But what if there wasn't? Loving unconditionally means choosing to love despite imperfections, despite past mistakes, and despite the fear of getting hurt. It means loving freely, without expecting anything in return. It's about giving your whole heart, whether it's to a partner, a family member, a friend, or even a stranger. Too often we take people for granted. We assume they'll always be there, so we delay expressing how much they mean to us. But life is unpredictable. People come and go, sometimes sooner than we ever imagined. How many times have we wished we had said, I love you one more time to someone we lost? How often do we hold back our affection out of pride, ego, or fear? Unconditional love is not just about grand gestures, it's about the small, everyday moments. The way you listen when someone needs to be heard. The way you show up when it matters. The way you forgive even when it's hard. It's about understanding that love is not about perfection, it's about presence. Love without limits. Love without hesitation. Love without waiting for the right time. Because at the end of the day, what truly matters is not how much love you received, but how much love you gave. Forgiveness is one of the hardest, yet most liberating things we can do. We often hold on to grudges, carrying the weight of past pain as if it somehow protects us. But the truth is, unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It doesn't hurt them, it hurts us. When someone wrongs us, our natural instinct is to hold on to the pain, to replay the hurt over and over, thinking that by doing so we somehow control the situation. But in reality, the only thing we're controlling is our own suffering. The past cannot be changed, no matter how much we dwell on it. What we can control is how we choose to move forward. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, and it doesn't mean excusing someone's harmful actions. It means choosing freedom over bitterness. It means deciding that your peace is more important than your pride. When you forgive, you release yourself from the chains of the past. You reclaim your energy, your joy, and your ability to truly live in the present. And forgiveness is not just about others. It's also about forgiving yourself. Too often we are our own worst critics, carrying guilt and shame for mistakes we made long ago. But holding on to self-blame only robs us of the chance to grow. You cannot move forward if you are constantly looking back. The person you were yesterday is gone. What matters is who you choose to be today. Ask yourself, if today was my last day, would I want to spend it angry? Would I want my final moments to be filled with resentment? Or would you rather spend it in peace, with a heart that is light and free? Let go, release the past, choose forgiveness, not for them, but for you. How many times have you told yourself, one day I'll do it? How many dreams have you pushed aside, thinking you'll get to them later? The problem is, later is never guaranteed. Life moves fast, and if you keep waiting for the perfect time, you may wake up one day realizing you've run out of time altogether. Chasing your dreams isn't just about success, it's about fulfillment. It's about honoring the passions that set your soul on fire. Every person is born with unique gifts, talents, and desires, and ignoring them means ignoring a vital part of who you are. When you silence your dreams, you silence a part of your own spirit. Fear is often the biggest reason people don't pursue their dreams. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside of what's familiar. But ask yourself this: what's worse, failing or never even trying? The truth is, failure is not the enemy, regret is. Every successful person has faced failure, but the difference is they kept going. They understood that failure is simply a lesson, not a life sentence. Some people don't chase their dreams because they think it's selfish, but consider this. What if your dream could inspire others? What if by following your passion you give others the courage to do the same? Dreams have a ripple effect. A single person daring to live fully can change the lives of countless others. Your dreams matter. They were placed in your heart for a reason, and no matter where you are in life, it's never too late to start. Whether it's writing that book, starting that business, traveling the world, or learning a new skill, take the first step today. Because if today was your last day, wouldn't you want to know that you at least tried? That you didn't let fear, doubt, or the expectations of others stop you? That you lived a life true to yourself? At the end of your life, what do you want to be remembered for? Will people remember the car you drove, the house you lived in, or the money you made? Or will they remember the kindness you showed, the lives you touched, and the difference you made in the world? Making a difference doesn't always mean changing the entire world. It means changing someone's world. It's about the impact you have on the people around you, whether they are family, friends, co-workers, or even strangers. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect. A simple smile, a word of encouragement, a helping hand, these are things that can brighten someone's day and sometimes even save a life. Too often we underestimate our ability to make a difference. We think, I'm just one person, what can I really do? But history has proven that one person can inspire millions. One act of courage can spark a movement. One moment of kindness can restore someone's faith in humanity. The world is not changed by grand speeches alone. It is changed by everyday people choosing to show up with love, kindness, and purpose. Making a difference isn't just about giving to charity or volunteering, though those are powerful ways to help. It's about how you live your life daily. It's about being present for those who need you, offering a listening ear, and lifting others up when they're struggling. It's about leading by example, showing that goodness still exists in a world that often feels dark. Imagine if today was your last day. How would you use it to leave a mark? Would you call someone just to tell them you appreciate them? Would you offer forgiveness to someone who needs it? Would you do something selfless for someone who could never repay you? At the end of it all, our true legacy is not in what we accumulate, but in how we make others feel. It is not in the wealth we gain, but in the lives we touch. The greatest measure of a person's life is not what they take, but what they give. In today's world, it's easy to be everywhere except here. We are constantly distracted by our phones, our worries, our plans for the future, and our regrets from the past. But life is not lived in the past or the future. It is lived in the present moment. And yet, how often do we truly experience it? Think about how many moments have slipped by unnoticed because you were too busy thinking about something else. Have you ever been in a conversation but weren't really listening? Have you ever spent time with loved ones but were too distracted to enjoy their presence? Have you ever watched a sunset but didn't fully appreciate its beauty because your mind was elsewhere? Being present means truly living each moment instead of just existing through it. It means slowing down and savoring the little things. The laughter of a friend, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the joy of a simple meal. It means putting away distractions and giving your full attention to the people around you. It means recognizing that this moment right now is all you truly have. We often take time for granted, assuming there will always be more of it. We put off experiences, conversations, and dreams for later. But what if there is no later? What if today is the only chance you have to say, I love you, to apologize, to hug someone tightly, to truly appreciate the beauty of life? Being present is also about letting go of the need to control everything. So much of our stress comes from worrying about things that haven't even happened yet, or dwelling on things we cannot change. But when you focus on the now, you free yourself from unnecessary anxiety. You find peace in simply being. Take a deep breath, look around, listen, feel. This moment is a gift. Don't waste it by living in your head. Be here, be fully alive, because if today was your last day, wouldn't you want to experience every second of it with an open heart and a clear mind? How many times have you held back your words, swallowed your feelings, or silenced your thoughts out of fear? Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of conflict. Too often we hesitate to speak our truth because we worry about how others will react. But what if today was your last day? Would you still hold back? Speaking your truth is not about being reckless with your words or saying everything that comes to mind without thought. It's about having the courage to express yourself authentically, to say what needs to be said, and to stand by your beliefs, even when it's difficult. It means not shrinking yourself to fit someone else's expectations or pretending to be something you're not just to keep the peace. How many relationships have suffered because things were left unsaid? How many dreams have been buried because people were too afraid to share their true aspirations? How many lives have remained unfulfilled because people never had the courage to ask for what they wanted? Your voice matters. Your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams. They all deserve to be expressed. If you love someone, tell them. If you need help, ask for it. If something is wrong, speak up. If you believe in something, stand for it. The world needs more honesty, more authenticity, and more people who are unafraid to be themselves. Regret often comes not from the things we did, but from the things we didn't do. The words we didn't say, the moments we let pass in silence. The opportunities we lost because we were too afraid to speak up. So don't wait. If today was your last day, would you leave anything unsaid? Would you walk away with words still trapped inside you? Or would you have the courage to say what truly matters? To let the world hear your voice and to leave knowing that you lived fully and fearlessly. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles standing between us and the life we truly want to live. It whispers doubts in our ears, paralyzes us with hesitation, and convinces us that staying in our comfort zone is safer than taking risks. But the truth is, fear is a liar. It tricks us into believing that failure is something to be avoided, when in reality, failure is simply part of growth. Think about how many times fear has stopped you. How many opportunities have you turned down because you were afraid of not being good enough? How many dreams have you abandoned because the road seemed too uncertain? How many moments have you let slip by because you were afraid of looking foolish or being rejected? The greatest regrets in life are not the risks we take, but the ones we don't. No one looks back at their life and says, "I'm so glad I played it safe." Instead, people often wish they had been bolder, that they had chased their passions, that they had taken more chances. Fear will always exist. It's a natural part of being human. But the difference between those who live fully and those who don't is how they handle fear. The most successful, fulfilled people are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear control them. They feel the fear, acknowledge it, and take action anyway. They understand that discomfort is the price of growth, and that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. Imagine if today was your last day. Would you still let fear hold you back? Would you still avoid chasing your dreams because you're afraid of failing? Would you still hesitate to tell someone how you feel because you're afraid of rejection? Or would you finally take that leap, knowing that life is too short to live in the shadows of what if? Fear may always be there, but so is the opportunity to rise above it. The question is, which will you choose? When your time on this earth comes to an end, what will you leave behind? Not the money in your bank account, not the possessions you've collected, but the impact you've made, the memories, the wisdom, the kindness, the inspiration you've shared with others. That is your true legacy. Too often we think of a legacy as something only great leaders, celebrities, or historical figures leave behind. But the reality is, everyone leaves a legacy, whether they realize it or not. Every conversation you have, every act of kindness, every lesson you teach, and every life you touch shapes how you will be remembered. Leaving a legacy is not about grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday choices that define who you are. It's in the way you treat people, in the way you show up for those who need you, and in the way you lead your life with integrity, love, and purpose. It's about being the kind of person who makes others feel valued and inspired simply by being yourself. Think about the people who have made the greatest impact on your life. Were they the wealthiest, the most famous, or were they the ones who believed in you when no one else did? The ones who showed you kindness when you needed it most? The ones who taught you something that changed the way you see the world? That's the power of a true legacy. The question is, how will people remember you? Will they remember someone who was too busy, too distracted, or too fearful to fully engage with life? Or will they remember someone who gave freely, loved deeply, and made the world a little brighter just by being in it? If today was your last day, what would you want to leave behind? Would you want to be remembered as someone who played it safe, or someone who lived with passion and purpose? Would you want your legacy to be one of hesitation or one of courage? Because in the end, we don't get to take anything with us, but we do get to leave something behind. And that something is up to you.